All right, let's take a look at polynomials. Continuing on here in our discussion of polynomial functions, we're looking here at the linear factorization theorem, and it states that every polynomial function, say f of x, g of x, h of x, whatever polynomial function we're looking at, that has a degree of n. Now remember, the degree of the polynomial is the greatest power, right, in your polynomial function. So again, your leading term should be the term with the greatest power, and the exponent of that term is your degree of that polynomial. And that classifies your polynomial. Tells us different characteristics about the polynomial as far as number of zeros it can have. We know it can have up to n real number zeros. And turning points, it can have up to n minus 1 turning points. And again, you can get into the end behavior of the graph also, looking at the degree of the polynomial. So there's some things we've talked about with polynomial functions. But in this linear factorization theorem, it also says that we have a degree n polynomial. Assuming n is at least a degree 1 polynomial, we can factor it into n linear factors. Just like a quadratic. We know a degree 2 polynomial, which is a quadratic polynomial, has 2 linear factors, right? We can factor it into 2 linear factors. Well, degree n has n linear factors. So here in our function, here in f of x, right, you can see here we've already have it written here in factored form. Now a sub n, right here, represents the leading coefficient of this polynomial. This is some real number coefficient. And then we have its n linear factors. And the first factor here listed is x minus some number c sub 1. Now c sub 1, remember, now this is the number we're subtracting from x. We know that is the zero of this function. That produces one of the zeros, right? Again, whatever number we can plug into our function to make it equal 0 produces a 0 of that function. So x minus c sub 1 would be a 0. All right, our second factor here, x minus c sub 2, produces another factor of this polynomial, right, which is another 0 for this polynomial. That number c sub 2, whatever it may be, right, would be a 0 of this function. So again, it's a number we can plug into x to make it equal 0. And of course, our third factor, x minus c sub 3, fourth factor, x minus c sub 4, and our nth factor in a degree n polynomial, we have here of x minus c sub n, which produces c sub n as a 0. So again, we have the linear factors, we have the zeros in front of us, right? We can see them. So we can use the zeros to talk about the factors of this polynomial that we're looking at. So keep that in mind. So let's take that and go to an example. So down here you see in this example with f of x, we've got a degree 3 cubic polynomial. And the reason I know it's a cubic is I have 3 linear factors of x, right? X minus 3, x plus 2, and x minus 1. So again, 3 linear factors, degree 3 polynomial. And our coefficient here in front, negative 2, there's the leading coefficient of this degree 3 cubic polynomial. Now it asks us to state the zeros of this polynomial. Well, to state the zeros, we can see those just looking at it. We know x minus 3, right? That's a linear factor. We know that produces 0 of 3, right? If we were to take x minus 3 and set it equal to 0 and solve for x, we're going to get 3. And of course, this multiplicity, let's talk about multiplicity. Let's review a little bit. Multiplicity is the number of times that factor occurs in this factorization, number of times that 0 is being used. All right, well, it's being used one time. And now since this is a odd multiplicity, this tells a little bit about our graph. As we look at the x-intercept point, which we know the 0 is 3, the x-intercept is 3, 0. Well, at 3, 0, the graph of this function f of x crosses through that point. So that's, again, giving us a picture of behavior of the graph as we talk about this information. Now, x plus 2, that produces another 0, right? That produces 0 of negative 2. X plus 2 equals 0 and x equals negative 2. So that's another 0 of this polynomial function. And with that, we know multiplicity. We want to talk about the multiplicity of that 0. We know the multiplicity is also 1 because it's only used one time. And again, if we want to look at it graphically, right, our x-intercept, the point negative 2, 0, we know it also, again, crosses through the x-axis at that location. And then our third and final factor, x minus 1, that produces a 0 of 1, right? X minus 1 equals 0 when x equal 1. Right? So when x equal 1, right, we plug that into x, we get an output of 0. So again, definition was 0. Any number we can plug into the function to make it equal 0. Right? So let's go ahead and write down that 0. So we have a 0 of 1. And again, the multiplicity on 1 is 1. Its factor's only used one time. And again, with the x-intercept point, we know graphically that this graph will cross through the x-axis, right, at a x-intercept location of 1, 0. So that's our x-intercept point. And again, I know it crosses through because it's a odd multiplicity. If you have an even multiplicity, which an even multiplicity is something like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, again, with that, we wouldn't cross through the x-axis. We would be touching at that point only, or be tangent to that point. It'd actually form a turning point at that x-intercept location, so it'd bounce off it. So those are characteristics with multiplicity. So again, that's some information we can gather just from having the linear factorization of this polynomial. So that's always our goal, right? To factor our polynomial, we can start to talk about its characteristics.